To start with Saasly, go to client.saasly.io and select your authorization method. I will use Google. Once in, go to code, create a new project, go inside, select your latest version, and create your first API, which I will call public for now. Go to the endpoints and create your first prefix. I will select to create book, and now I will create endpoint create and also list. Both API endpoints are added to the public API. Now for the create, I will select to create the mutation. These are React query hooks for the UI. And for the list, I'm selecting query with dependency on create. So once the create is called, the list will be refreshed. Now I go inside and I will add title for the create and will respond with book ID and title. For the list, I'm not providing any input, but I will giving back just like this. So now I have two API endpoints, and this one is asking for the title, but I see that title is optional and it should be required. So I select that, and now it is yellowish. So now it indicates that the input is required. Now I can click sync code, and for the sync code, I will have to select Saasly directory. It has to be Saasly to avoid synchronization with code to random directory, which you accidentally may select. So it has to be Saasly. Select that, and it will create files, sync files, and will create two handlers. Because you had no handlers so far, and there are two API endpoints without the handler, it will create some boilerplate. Now you can navigate to your code and see what was created. So these directives were created by the Saasly. These handlers is where you write your custom code. Inside the book create, it's created index TS file with this boilerplate. So what is needed is you have to have this function. It will get the request and reply in the body, and whatever is inside of it is up to you. Usually, you should return data in a type, and your payload is on the top. It is already verified, so if you would look where this function is called, you will see that above it, result is called to validate the data. And if the data will be not valid, it will not even call your API endpoint. So in this place, you have valid data. Handlers are created only if they do not exist. For example, if I would go back now and click sync, it will say that all files up to date. But if I will create one, then it will create that one handler, and book create is back there. If I modify it in some way, it will not do anything about it. It will say that all files are up to date. Inside the mount route, if I will modify something and create, it will say that one file synced, and it will recreate. So you can see that files inside the handlers are your custom code, so it will only create a boilerplate if the handler does not exist at all. If you look into these directories are completely managed by Saasly. And these are all kind of helper directories. So endpoint and routes and handlers are all three for the backend, and the UI is for the React query app. So there's the SDK, which of course you can use outside of React.js. You can use it anywhere you wish. It is just SDK for the hooks. You have this directory, React query hooks, for the book create and the book list. Inside of the hooks, you have only React query hooks, just a bit of extra code to provide you automated things like payload types, response types. Create will invalidate the list because you selected so on the Saasly in this place, and so on. So, but this code should not be edited. If you want to edit it, you should copy that to your location where you want, and then edit it. Because if I will edit this code, Saasly will make sure that it is in sync. It's back there. So your changes will be lost if you will edit these. The only place which you should edit inside the Saasly is inside the handlers. This directory you can do whatever you want, and Saasly will do nothing about that. That's it.